All right, everybody, welcome into this week 7 edition of the first look of the Adjusted Line Play Report. For those of you who are new, this is a look at the play in the trenches, so offensive line and defensive line. How do they match up? Just to give a brief overview for those of you who are unaware, we want to look at these matchups. So offensive pass protection versus defensive pass rush. If there's a huge gap in one favor or the other, similar to over here on the run stopping. So New Orleans very good at stopping the run, top 10. Jacksonville not very good at offensive run blocking. That would be indicative that Travis Etienne might have difficulties running the ball, or he's not going to be very effective on the ground if he does get volume. So that's kind of how this works out. And if you can believe it, we're already into week 7 of the NFL season. As always, for this first look, I'm just going to scroll through and maybe give some updates as we go through. But as of right now, all of this is updated. We do have all of the proper pace of play stuff in there. We still are trying to get the time of possession stuff. Still haven't been able to find that. At FTN, where I get this data, though, is consistently updating things, so maybe soon. Anyway, Thursday Night Football, Jacksonville at New Orleans. This will be the only look that you get prior to it going live on Thursday Night Football. And again, this data can be used to find those little nuggets of people that you can maybe pick off the waiver wires this week. Is there a juicy matchup for that wide receiver that you lost in your third wide receiver spot or your last flex spot? Just to give some updates on this slate, there's a lot of games that are below 40 this week. It's a smaller slate, and a lot of the games are below 40. So really condensed around these games that are in the mid 40 totals, probably for DFS purposes. But expect a low scoring week in terms of fantasy output from your fantasy football teams with all the bye weeks and these low totals this week. Add in some weather concerns potentially on this weekend, and we're looking at a recipe for a really poor fantasy week. Just realize that's going to be everybody's scenario as we go through this week. Washington, a very good streaming defense this week if you need to get them off the waivers. And look at this, second best game on the slate, 44.5 Vegas game total. That was probably 6th or 7th this last week, and it's the second best in this week. And probably your most popular DFS play this week is Chargers going into Kansas City. They're almost 4 points ahead of second place this week in terms of Vegas game total, so it's going to be very popular. And that's it for the main slate. Now getting into Sunday Night Football. Good game total here. And Monday Night Football, San Francisco coming into Minnesota, dome game. All right, that's all the games this week. I am just going to scroll through on these bye weeks very quickly so you can see what the rankings are for these 6 teams on bye. Carolina at Houston, Tennessee at New York Jets, and finally Dallas at Cincinnati. If you needed those, certainly feel free to pause it. And that's going to do it for the Week 7 first look of the Adjusted Line Play Report. Let me know what you think for any waiver wire pickups in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button. Have a good one, and let's go kick some butt in fantasy together. Appreciate y'all. Bye.